Hello, guys. Welcome to today's session. Hope everybody's having a beautiful week so far. So if you guys are ready, we can, we can get started because we are eight so far. So that's pretty good. I see some new faces. We have Herbert, Rohan. Okay, yeah, guys, cool. Let's dive in into. Mute. Cool. So here's how it goes. If you have any questions, just feel free to say it out loud or just type it in on the chat, and then we can go one by one. If not, we can also do some. I do have something prepared, guys, that I want to show you. But first, I want to get into a few questions. So, yeah, is there any question, guys? Just say it out loud or post it here in the chat.
Amelia asked, did you put a new, I'm sorry, you can go ahead.
Oh, thanks, Neil. Hey, Amelia, I don't know if this is a new question, but I'm about to launch my first bot. I saw you put a new signal out today. Just wondering, with the bots, do you put trailing up and trailing down? If you've got a good grid range, you're most likely always going to be making profit. Is that correct? If you have the right range?
I mean, yeah, the idea of having a large grid range, and that comes down to fundamentals, is as long as you have a bot within the grid range, it's very likely it's always going to be making money. Like 100% of the time, it's going to keep making money. The only way a bot can lose money is when it goes down a lot in value and it goes out of grid and it doesn't make any sell orders. That's the only way.
Yeah, and eventually, let's say, because Bitcoin has a lot of influence on the alt market, so if Bitcoin's going down, there's more chance that it's going to go down. And then if Bitcoin moves up, then it's most likely, if that bot was out of range, it would come back into range, wouldn't it? So as long as you don't stop the bot and it comes back into range, you're then back into the sideways market making profit.
Yeah, exactly. That's why one of the modules, I don't quite remember which one is, but you have to backtest and you have to optimize for the worst case scenario, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I have been trying to show you guys. So, like for example, I was gonna get into this later, but I guess it makes sense now. Is when you're backtesting, you want to make sure that, where do I put you guys? There we go. Yeah, you want to make sure that when you're using the CBA grid backtester, even if the price drops 40-60%, like if we can take a look from the all-time high here to the all-time low, it dropped close to 45%, yet the bot is still 25% up in 100 days. This is 100 days of trading. So yeah, the bigger the grid range and the more grid levels you have, the more likely you're going to be in a positive P&L. And just, it is overall more confidence that you will be in a positive cash flow.
Yeah. All right, yeah, no, that answers my question. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, yeah, guys, just put the Q, because put the Q in the chat, and then I'll just go in order. But Neil, you had a question?
Well, I saw that you had put a new signal in with that ABC, so I just was wondering if you kind of walk us through how you would deploy that, if you had time, just, how you picked it and how you decide your grid range. I know it's all in the modules, but just you do it over and over, helps me get more confident when I'm doing it.
Sure. So, yeah, let me walk you through it. So, yeah, guys, there's a new signal. From now on, most of the signals will be, 99% of the signals will be, where is this? There we go. There will be long term. So they are meant to be for long term. So you expect to have large settings, like 70+% grid range, 55 plus grid levels. But you feel free to also optimize these as you wish. But yeah, so I explain it here. as well. But let's say I could launch it. So I'll go to trading view. I'm gonna search for it. So it was ABT. I'll just turn this off for now. Grid range, please. And when you're going through the settings, guys, by the way, make sure you use either the 4-hour time frame, 6-hour time frame if you can, or if not, just use the daily time frame. Like one of those will do the job, right? Okay. So anyway, so yeah, this is the curious stuff. This is very curious about this cryptocurrency. Is, for example, if we measure it from from the all-time high, using 70. Let's go ahead and do 78% grid range. So you give the bot huge room for the worst case scenario, right? And then you input this data to the backtesting tool. So we're gonna go ahead and paste these, and then the second one is at 0.98. Right, so it's gonna look something like this. We're gonna make it visible, and then you can also move this around. So it's gonna be somewhere around here. Now, it's not gonna be accurate on the 6-hour time frame or any bigger time frame like the 6-hour, 4-hour daily. It's not gonna be accurate. So just make sure that you go to the 30-minute or 10 minutes if you can. So yeah, this is massive. Like, take this into consideration. Even though the cryptocurrency drop from here to the current market price, 63%, the PNL is 53%. So it's making a 0.34%. So now it's up to you. If you want to increase the grid levels, you can. You can test it with 65. If you're gonna be doing that, I do recommend you to increase it by 10. And then once you find somehow the winners, like for example, if we do it with 75, we go from 53% to 85 at a 45%. So this is something that you really get just by testing. So looks like 75 is the number we want to be searching, or we want to be testing or deploying the bot with. So now all you have to do left is literally just come to Bitsgap, start a new bot, grid bot. Let me go to my, okay, I'll stay here. That's my ABT. You can decrease this if you want to as well. Maybe you can do it with 70. Like, this is really up to you guys. If you want more profitability, feel free to decrease the grid range. But funny enough, sometimes decreasing the grid range will actually harm more the profitability. So I'll keep it at 75%. Yeah. So you come here, set up your investment amount, grid levels. In this case, it's 75 because that's what we found out works the best. So we're going to be using 75. Oh. 75 here. And then it's all a matter of just implementing everything we walk you through. So price range, we're going to be using 75 here.
And you also measure that from current price.
Yeah, exactly. So all of the settings you do, all of the backtesting and so on, you want to do it from TradingView, right? You want to define your settings on TradingView. If you guys find something like this that works and gives you a positive cash flow, even when the market drops 60%, you found yourself a freaking gem. Like, you found yourself a money-making machine, right? Because you know that it's gonna be in a positive PNL, and we have seen that in real case. I'll see if I can find an example, but For instance, you want to, once you figure out the settings you want to be using here, it's all a matter of just copying and pasting. So 75 grid level, sorry, 75% grid step percentage. And then, there we go. And then 75 grid levels. Now, the only issue you might find yourself is going to be the investment amount. So for, if you wanted to deploy this bot, the minimum could be like 2,300. So for some of you, that could be an issue. So in that case, you can backtest it with a smaller grid range. Say, maybe we can do here. $65, something like that. What do we got? 64 actually. So that could help you more. Yeah. Also, you could decrease the number of grid levels. Yeah, I mean, if anything, I could just decrease the number of grid levels, actually. I think that makes more sense. But yeah, this is how you want to do it.
Sweet, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Does that answer your question, Neil?
Yeah, I've seen you do it, and I've watched the videos. It just the more I see it, the more it makes sense. I just like to watch the master do it.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it definitely helps. But this tool, I don't know, guys, if you have, I hope you guys have felt the same as I have felt it, but this tool has been so powerful in the sense of it gives you so much peace of mind knowing that regardless of what happens to the market, you will still be in a positive P&L. So I guess that's the key.
So it seems to me, Emilio, that when you're setting up the back tester, you're going from the highest high to the lowest low to get your grid range. But when we're actually deploying it in real time, it's always going to be at a lower place because we never want to deploy it at the top, right? So the settings that we see on back tester really is about as bad as it's going to be, most likely, because it's already decreased. Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, when you, so for example, coming back to this one right here, when you are measuring from the market price and you draw like a 60%, 65%, you are giving room for the bot to keep trading even if the market drops a 65%, right? Sorry, even if the cryptocurrency drops a 65%, which it can happen, right? Like, I'm not saying it's impossible that can happen, but at the same time, you should avoid that. Like, you don't.
What I'm asking is, you would not deploy this bot if it was at the higher level right now, correct? You would wait till it came down. You would want to deploy at the top, closer to the highest high.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. I couldn't. I'm just being very pessimistic by sharing the worst case scenario, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, we don't know with certainty if the price of a cryptocurrency. So, for example, this is the cryptocurrency, and then we think, okay, this is the bottom. It could drop still. Like, yeah, for sure. I would still look at the RSI and make sure that I'm not deploying it somewhere around here. If you can prevent that, 100% go for it. Like, prevent deploying the bot at the top. Totally. Yeah, it will give you more room for improvement.
Having trailing up or trailing down will help with if the market's going down.
So with the thing with trailing down is that it consumes too much of your funds and it doesn't give the best performing bots the opportunity that you can add funds in eventually.
Got it.
Yeah, that's why I don't Like I don't have it on because you want to find the winner first, and then you want to add funds to the winner, and you want to make sure you have funds available for that as well.
Right. And the backtesting on TradingView, is that something that you've sent out?
Yes. Have you checked? Oh, sorry. Where is this? This one. You need to make sure to watch this video. I'll explain it how.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Yeah, I'll send it here on the chat so you can also see it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay. Okay. All right. Kim, I would like to ask about the grid range. Yeah, go ahead, Kim. What question do you have about it?
Yeah, Amelia, I was watching your video this morning on this the new trade that you put out and for the grid bot. And in the past, I think I've heard you say and some other people say to try and keep the grid step percentage under 2.
Yeah, that's right.
But I thought when I was watching the video that yours was over 2, and I'm just trying to get an idea of what the reasons for the keeping it under 2, because I've also listened to somebody else who says that 2.59 is the sweet spot. So I'm confused about the grid step percentage.
Yeah. So, all right. So first of all, Kim, there is no a magic number for the grid step percentage, right?
Okay.
Grid step percentage, all it is profit per trade. So you have to think it that way. If you profit more, okay, if your grid step percentage is higher, you're gonna make more profit in theory, right? You're gonna make more profit. Why? Because every trade is worth more. Now, what is the opposite of it? Is if your grid step percentage is bigger and the market doesn't go towards the direction you want, every grid line will have a higher investment amount, so your P&L will be affected more.
Right.
So what I always recommend is if you are setting up your bot for long term, which you should, meaning large grid range cryptocurrency that makes financial sense, good market cap, actually solves all of that stuff, then your grid step percentage should be as low as possible, but not too low.
Right.
Yeah, so you want to optimize for more grid levels, meaning a smaller grid step percentage. So yeah, that's the rule. Guys, keep that very simple, right? I can interpret this on let me share this so it makes more sense.
And Amelia, when you're saying,
Okay.
sorry, go ahead.
So you're still saying to keep it under 2, Amelia?
I could,
That's-
yeah,
that's-
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You had a question, Nick?
Thanks, Amelia.
Thank you.
Yeah, Amelia, I'm thinking this long term, I like the idea of long term trading. When you're saying long term, are you saying 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year? Like, is this bot just let it go for ages? Like, what's when you say long term, what's long term to you?
Long term is whatever you define as long term.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can be, it depends on how you set up the bot. Like, if you are thinking about setting up your bot so it can be profitable even after the cryptocurrency drop 60-80%, then you are looking to have your bot running for more than 6 months, right? That's one factor, but the other one is also the cryptocurrency you're going to be trading. Like if you're going to be trading a meme coin, then it might not make sense to have it long term.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those factors play a huge role. So yeah, so about the grid step percentage, I think this is going to make a lot of sense for a lot of members. So let me share it here. Grid step percentage. Oh, January, where is this? That looks like a 65. Grid step percentage. Yeah, so yeah, the theory behind it is that the bigger the grid step percentage, the more profit the bot is gonna make. So, but at the same time, if the market doesn't go towards the direction you want, you will present a higher negative P&L. So, for example, if you have $1,000, right, and then your grid step percentage is 4%, and you have a 50. Actually, let's go ahead and do 20 grid lines. Every trade that you have, so every trade is going to be worth 1,000 times divided by 20. That is 1,000 divided by 20. 50. Yeah, 50 times 4%. 20. $2. Sorry, $2. There we go. No. $8. How much is it, guys? 4 times. Yeah, it's 2, isn't it? My math is not.
$2, that's right.
Yeah. I doubt myself for a second. Yeah, $2. So imagine if the price just goes down massively. And because you have a large grid step percentage, then the bot is not going to be able to trigger sell orders on these points here. So it's not going to be able to make a sell order here, or here, or here, or even here. So it's going to keep accumulating, and it's going to keep investing and buying, because you just don't give the opportunity for the bot to trigger a sell order where it should. So that is the problem with it, is that you're going to keep investing $2 and $2 and $2, and you're not going to be able to sell it back at $2.10 or so on. So, and if you have a smaller grid step percentage, like 1%, then the bot will be able to trigger sell orders here and here. Yeah, that's the idea behind it. I hope that makes sense. But cool. All right.
That's great, Emilio, thanks.
Thank you. How are your bots doing so far, Kim?
I have 2,
Okay.
and I've just transferred $125 to the second smaller bot.
Nice. That came from the profits you made from the bots?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, nice. Good.
So I'm probably a little bit more conservative. I've got a large grid range on them, and I haven't done small grid range.
Good. Yeah, focus
But
on.
I'd love you to look at them sometime for me.
Sure. Let me get into Bria's question, and then I can take a look at your bots, for sure.
Cheers.
All right. Is there a max negative P&L number that you recommend stopping a bot? Say negative 10% or 15%. So that really comes down to how the cryptocurrency is behaving, right? I don't experience anymore those types of PNL, like 10% or 15%, because of the way you set up the bot. And you shouldn't either. By the way, you shouldn't experience 10 or negative 15. That's not normal. Could happen, yes, but it's not. If you set up your bot properly, you shouldn't have that to begin. With that on place, if you happen to have a negative PNL of 10 or 15%, it should be at least with a bot that has a small investment amount, right? Because you are still testing it. So I would just shut it down if that was the case. But I would need to have more context as well, Priya.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. All right, Kim. You can share the screen and we can take a look at your bots, see what we can do. Or just take a look at them. Are you...
Amelia, I'm sorry, but I can't run the Zoom and share at the same time. That's why I would have to probably, because I'm on an island, remember?
All right, let's see if I can help you. So, do you see a green bottom that says share?
Yeah, but I can't share.
It doesn't allow
Because
you?
I can't have all of my screens open because I live on an island, and I can either be on Zoom and get off Zoom and open my other accounts. I can't be on two at once because my internet breaks in and out if I do.
Oh, got it. All right.
I don't live on the mainland here.
No worries, no pressure. So here's what we could do. Go to Bitsgap. And there is gonna be a... Oh, hold on, somebody is... Go to Bitsgap and there is gonna be a bottom that says share. You can click there and you can click sharing on and then copy. I can walk you through that if you need help. And then just paste the link here on the chat.
Copy.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the copy?
Here, look at my screen right now. So you're gonna come to Bitsgap, right?
Yep.
You're gonna click on share here.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Sharing on, and then copy this. Just click on it.
Okay.
Yeah, just click on it and then paste it on the Zoom chat so I can click on it.
Yeah. Hang on. Copy.
Thank you very much. Nice job. All right. Oh my God, look at you. That's beautiful. That's great. Nice job. All right, there we go. Okay, so we have two bots. Amazing. Yeah, you have CB Pay. I think that was one of the signals, wasn't it?
Yeah, from some time ago.
Yeah, it's a long signal. And
I
then
think that was from Eric.
I believe it was.
And
Yeah.
OXO was yours.
Yeah, and then this is 0x0. Just let them run. I mean, this one is performing super great, so I couldn't shut it down. Just let it run. This one, I could look away so you can add more fonts. And for this one, I could also add more fonts, but I would wait to see how it's gonna react here, right?
Yeah.
So I would give it some time, see how it reacts. If it kind of moves sideways for a few days, then I could add funds.
Okay.
Yeah, I could do that, but so far it looks pretty good. Nice job.
Would you mind having a look at one of my tester bots? Because I'm thinking of starting that next. And it's called Mina.
Mina,
Yep.
can you share the screen on that as well, just like you did it here?
Oh, so you can't just switch over.
No, I cannot. It's yeah. You'll
Oh,
have to.
okay. No worries.
Yeah, just drop it here in the chat, and I'll see it.
Okay. Find you. There we go. Okay.
Thank you. All right, let's take a look. Okay.
I've only got a very small grid range on it, but I was wondering if you could have a look and see.
I mean, this one is outperforming really well. I could definitely launch this one, Rosa, right away. OXO 0x0, it's you have that one running, so that's good. CVP, you have running that one. ICP is also performing well, 0.34%. I think it's not bad. So yeah, I wouldn't wait. I would just deploy this one if you have more funds.
What about, I'd like you to look at Mina for me, the third one down.
This one?
Yep.
Mm,
I only have a very small grid range on that one, but I was wondering if you think, what would be the grid range if I was to deploy that one in a sort of safe mode? Because I like this coin and I think it's quite promising.
sure, let's do some analysis. Let me market cap. This one, right?
Yep.
Okay. So it's no near close to the all-time high, so that's a good sign. All right, it has some room of growth. It has a good market cap. I don't like much about the max supply being infinite. That's usually not the best sign because you want to have a max supply so the demand can increase, therefore the price can increase. But it's not a big deal for the grid bots specifically. Okay. Nope. All right. There we go. Let's do these. I'll just briefly go over these. Sure. Okay. And the most important thing here is gonna be this, so I'm gonna turn this off. Have you been using the CBA grid back tester to figure out the best settings for Mina or not yet?
No, not yet. And I missed last week, so I need to review the video again on how best to do it.
Yeah, definitely. That's the only way to figure out the best settings because uh, no matter what you do, or let me rephrase that, no matter what results you get from Bitsgap, you want to backtest for any case scenario, right?
Yeah.
So let's say we backtest from. You're planning to run this one for long term?
Yeah, I'd like to run all of mine long term.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna tell you those settings are not gonna do, but I remember you want to figure out the best settings, right?
Yeah.
For long term. Sure, we can do that. Okay. Okay. So we have a 70% drop here, all-time high to a new all-time low. We also had a drop from the all-time high to the all-time low of about 80%. This drop was 45%. Okay, so I think you can use a 70% grid range to play it safe, somewhere around there. Let's backtest it from it has, all right, this is key. It has never reached 0.25 cents. It has never reached 25 cents, this cryptocurrency. So take that into consideration. If you have a grid range and you set it up in a way that the low price has never been reached, that gives you even more room for consistent results. So you could decrease this slightly. So we can set it up with a 60% grid range in that case, or 65. Let's keep it at 65. There we go. Okay. We're gonna click here, 0.85 and 0.29. 30. Let's do with 50. What I like to do as well, guys, and this applies when you're figuring out the best settings with the CBA grid backtester, is you want to start with a small amount of grid levels, maybe 40, and then you want to increase 40, 50, 60, 70, and so on. Right? Of course, compare that to the grid step percentage and PNL and make a decision on what seems to be the best. So 16th of April. Okay, let's turn this on. 10 minutes. So small amount of grid levels won't really make it here. We have to pump this up. Maybe 60. $70. Yeah, with this one, you will definitely have to be patient. It doesn't have the best. It doesn't have the best volatility, Kim. So the profit is not gonna be the best if you set it up for long term. The way that you have it set it up right now works well because it's very directional, right? But as soon as the cryptocurrency drops in value, your PNL will be the same as your positive PNL. So meaning that if you are making 1%, you could easily be losing 1%. that's one way to look at it. So the average daily profit seems to be looking at 0.05%, which is not too good, to be honest. And that's by really optimizing it. So maybe if we do it with 90 grid levels, but that's too many.